everyone, this is Maregaal Ben Yaakov. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're watching through Facebook, welcome to my little video program here. Anyway, today is the Rabbinical Judaism Rosh HaShanah, or the Rabbinical Jewish New Year. However, and so the year is 5783 now, according to Rabbinical Judaism. However, according to Biblical Judaism, this is not New Year at all. It's only the new moon, or Rosh Chodesh. And so, where did Rabbinical Judaism go astray? Well, it was over 1800 years ago when they just started making all these traditions and stuff. But the biblical record says in Exodus 12:2, if you read it real closely, it doesn't matter if you have our Jewish Bible or you have a King James or something like that. Anyway, it goes like this. This month shall be unto you the beginning of months. This shall be the first month of the year unto you, or to you. Okay? That's in Exodus 12:2. And so, and the current year, if you add all the dates, like when Adam was 130 years old, he begot so-and-so, and he begot so-and-so, and all the way down, the current year, according to the biblical record, is 6185, where the rabbinical one just turned to 5783. It's quite a few hundred years off. So like, whoa, I don't know, they got a total disconnect. But anyway, to my Jewish rabbinical buddies, Happy New Year, or Happy Rosh HaShanah. And for the biblical people, Happy Rosh Chodesh, which is the Jewish, just biblical new moon, or the beginning of the month. Anyway, the beginning of the month actually occurs tonight. Today is September 26th. Like I said, it's around 2 o'clock in the afternoon. However, how we establish the new moon is by Jerusalem time. You can't go by Los Angeles or New Orleans or London or things like that. You have to be standing in Israel because the temple was there, and so we have to. And so all regulation is kind of based on that zone. So when does the astronomical new moon happen? Well, it was today, September 26th in Jerusalem, and it occurred at 12:54 a.m. Well, you cannot have a Rosh Chodesh while like if an eclipse is happening, like in the mid-sky, you have to wait till the sun sets. And so the first sunset after the astronomical new moon, that is when the biblical new month starts. So actually it starts tonight. And so they're just a little off in a whole bunch of ways. So that's basically how you do it. But for those, now I'm a little rusty on my shofar, and this one's kind of a little different, because the blowhole here is really, really small, and you have to put your lips barely in there and make a sound, and that really sounds it off. Now I'm a little rusty. But anyway, for those who want to celebrate the Jewish Rabbinical New Year, I'll blow the shofar for you. And for tonight, for the biblical people, it starts tonight. So it's like the 26th evening to the 27th day is Rosh Chodesh. And now in Rabbinical Judaism, they start calling these like the high holy days, the days of awe and things like that, leading up to Yom Kippur. Well, Yom Kippur, if you know your Torah very well, now I'm getting into a whole bunch of stuff, and I shouldn't say it, I'm ruffling up some serious feathers. Yom Kippur, actually, you see it in Leviticus 16, the whole chapter. Then you see a snippet of it in Leviticus 23, and in Numbers 29 you have a snippet of it, like what to do. Anyway, and so the Torah kind of deceives you if you have the theology Moses wrote this. Well, Moses didn't write it. It came far later because there's certain timestamps. Like I said, I'm ruffling up some feathers. You can see my other videos. But Yom Kippur, when we came out of Babylon and Persia during the time of Cyrus, Yom Kippur didn't exist yet, so it's actually quite new. Now, many of the cultures celebrated the beginning of the month, because it's just a great celebration, and the moon's dark, you kind of know. I mean, you don't see it because the sky is dark, unless you're looking at the sunset and you see the crescent. But leading up to the crescent, you might see it in the morning, then all of a sudden you see it in the evening, but it's such a sliver you may not see it at all. Anyway, so they did sacrifices in ancient times during those times, and also on the full moon. And so a lot of people couldn't read or write at that time, so they do the celebrations on the obvious sign of the sky. When you see the moon starting to be full, that's when high, celebrations took place, like Passover's on the full moon, Tabernacle Feast starts on the full moon, things like that. These are the major holidays. And Tabernacle Feast is the harvest. It was an ancient harvest festival. And Passover wasn't originally Passover. It was basically the harvest of the barley, the first grain of the year. So, and a few weeks later was the wheat harvest. So anyway, it's all wrapped around agriculture. So then later on, other stories built up. And you know me, you know my story. I don't believe in the past. I believe it was totally made up and a fraud. And we were actually the Hyksos who got driven out by King Amos. And so there was no genuine. God delivered us from Egyptian slavery when we were the enslaver and we just got conquered. And that's how it goes. But putting that heresy aside, anyway, so I'm going to blow the shofar here for those who are doing the rabbinical New Year. Man, I'm a little rusty, and this thing is real small compared to my other one. Anyway, let's see if we can do it. Excuse me if it sounds like an elephant being hurt or a goose or something. Go. Happy New Year for the rabbinical buddies, and happy the beginning of the 7th month for the biblical people, and the ushering in of its ancient the feast of the blowing of trumpets. As what you see in some translations, it's Chag Taruah. Chag means celebrate, festival, and Taruah means just blowing. And you blow the silver trumpets, as the Torah says, and shofars, and make a bunch of noise and celebration as the inauguration of the 7th month that the Great Harvest Festival is about to occur, which is the Feast of Tabernacles, where we went down to the temple and praise El. Like you hear it, El Shaddai. El is the great God of Israel, and we give him thanks and praise for the abundant harvest. All right, thanks you guys for watching, man. I appreciate you. I love you guys. If you have any questions, put it in the comments. And if you want to see, I'm just doing it live. I'm going to post it. I'll put it in the comments below, or in the whatever the written part, description. And where you can go to timeanddate.com and look up new moons in Jerusalem, and you'll see that it was on today at 12. September 26th at 12:54 a.m. So you can see that I'm not pulling your leg or anything. All right, you guys, love you guys. Like I said, if you have any questions, if you say, you hypocrite, you lie, you never do, whatever, say what you want to say. I don't care. I'll try to respond as much as I can. All right, thank you for watching.